Yeah, we taking you through the life of preparing for training camp through some of our guys at the Dallas Cowboys. Today is Christian Sam. Y'all stay with me at Boss Cowboy Sports where your voice matters. So obviously we've been, taking everybody through what it's like to prepare for training camp through some of our guys. So we showed you a general overall picture of how tough it can be, 104 degrees, coaches, getting on you, in love, but it's tough talk. So we showed that with that video. Then we went specifically into Story Jackson. We go put that link in the description. Then we went into obviously Dennis Houston. Lastly, I'm gonna show you for this week, Christian Sam. And Christian Sam is interesting. And before I start really kind of getting too deep into Christian Sam, I want to kind of make a case and talk about what honestly vexes me, like really gets on my nerves. It really gets on my nerves when we doing videos like this, or we talking about these type of guys, and I read the comments and people start making these morbid predictions, and people that likely don't have access to film, and if they did, have not watched any. And it just frustrates me when people make snap judgments on stuff that they really don't understand, and especially if you have not put in the work. That's frustrating to me because it's a lot of steals out there here, and a lot of people are just frankly lazy, and it frustrates me. And what they do, and I can tell you their process. The process is basically copying off of other people's work. That's what they do. So what they do is they say, "Oh, Curse didn't have success in Minnesota nor Detroit, so therefore he's sorry." And they never look at the bigger picture of why some certain people bounce around but yet are very good. Number one, I'm gonna tell you that sometimes these coaches and scouts get it wrong, because we gotta understand this is when we dealing with football is a judgment business and a talent judgment business, and a lot of talent evaluators get it wrong all the time, and it's what happens, which makes your logic flawed if you think that way based on people potentially or maybe being journeymen. You think they not good, you think they can't get it done, when it's really sometimes they was in places that didn't give them opportunity. Sometimes they was in places to where the room was too deep. Sometimes where, like in the case of Curse, his room was too deep at Minnesota. It was too deep. It was gonna be hard for him to get the field. So let me give y'all examples before we get deep into not deep, but before we really break down Christian Sam and his practice habits. But I really want to make this case because it really is annoying. Because this is a guy that actually played with Christian Sam. Y'all remember this guy, Guyton? Oh yeah, the former undrafted free agent for the Dallas Cowboys that's currently a starter with the Chargers. Yeah, the same guy that wasn't worthy enough to be drafted is now starting consistently with the Chargers. And I saw the trainer right here talking to him while he was with the Dallas Cowboys. We was both watching them practice after training camp in Dallas, and this is the impact of some of these trainers. Guyton was running his sprints and he was staying with the pack. I'm sitting here watching it. I'm watching. He's staying with the pack. And this trainer right here, loud said, Real Truth said, "People always watch you." Now he was yelling down at him. He said, "People always watching you. You need to stand out and win all your sprints now." Now this guy, Guyton, was playing for the Cowboys. Immediately, he won all his sprints because he had a trainer that was giving him wisdom, that told him, man, you stand with the pack. I ain't teach you that. I told you to stand out from the pack. And he started winning those sprints. So what am I saying? I'm gonna give you another example. Y'all remember this guy, Josh Jones? He was drafted right before Awuzie, right? Second round pick, 6'2", 4.41 speed, great film. And guess what? Dallas was able to acquire him off waiver wires. They got a steal right out of the Green Bay and didn't do a lick with him. Not a lick. He playing for Dallas the whole time. Xavier Woods was playing bad. The entire time Thompson was playing bad. And they had a guy literally on their bench that was 6'2" with 4.4 speed. And guess what? Dallas let him go. And he is currently right now with that 4.4 speed playing with the Jags and have earned him a contract as a 2-year starter. So I said all of that to bring this back because I can go through his film because his film look good. But every time I watch his film, it makes me mad because he was with Dallas for cheap. So what does that have to do with Christian Sam? Well, the reason why a lot of teams keep giving him a chance is because he's a freak. It's the same thing I said on another video that I did. Some of these guys go get chances because God has gifted them with the body size and the body weight and the physicality and the genetics to play the game. And and it's almost like let me pause this real quick. It's almost like Wentz. A lot of people keep giving Wentz a chance because even though he didn't work in Philly and even though he didn't work with the Colts, people look at the raw traits of Wentz and say, maybe if I could tweak him, maybe if I could tweak him. It's similar to that with Christian Sam. And we also got to understand that it's now Will McClay and likely Dan Quinn that's saying, maybe if I can tweak him. Because we do have a need at middle linebacker, major. And I've been talking about that for months now, like for over 4 months. So it's an opportunity for him. It's an opportunity that he can make happen. But as I was watching him, this is one thing that I noticed that I love as I was observing him. He's communicator king. He communicate constantly. And I'm going to tell you, as coaches want that. They want guys that's in the habit of communicating. So hold on. Before I break this down even more, let me set the tone of what happened when Christian Sam and Story Jackson first came out to this practice. The very first thing that the trainer said, Real Truth, Running Braxton, the very first thing that he said, and I loved it. I'm old school, so I like tough coaching, and I like coaching that prepare you for the war that's coming. The first thing he told him, he said, I don't want to see you and Story talking until both of y'all make the team, because as of now, y'all competitors, which mean y'all are enemies. I was like, true, but you told him that. It was the truth. And that's how you know Ronnie loves these guys, because he like, bro, I gotta tell you that if you still want these dream jobs and you want to stay in the NFL, you got to understand the reality is that it's internal competition, even between you guys. But even with Ronnie setting a tone like that to make sure that they are competitive in his training, you could still see the fluid movement, but you could also see, more importantly, him willing to communicate even though they was competing. And I'm just talking about what I'm observing from these guys preparing for training camp. I'm talking about if you just watch him and you watch Sam, Christian Sam, and the one thing you go see him do over and over and over is communicate. You can see the athleticism, you can see the movement, because it's things you could observe even though they don't have pads on. But the main thing that you see with him is that communication. You see him constantly talking, constantly lining guys up, constantly telling people and leading guys, and leading guys as they're on the field. And that's what you want to see, because in the game, especially on defense, watch him. Look at him talking to everybody, talking to the safety, talking to Story, talking to the other safety, lining guys up, and you see it. And so this is the thing. I'm a realist. I'm honest. So I'm gonna tell you what's going on. And it's an uphill battle for Christian Sam. But Dallas strategically are looking for guys that have the traits. I don't want y'all to ever think that Will McClay is out there wasting his time just signing people to be a camp body. You think like that. I guarantee you Dan Quinn and Christian Sam is not just like, just give me anybody that can be a body. No, they trying to win, brother. And they trying to find every steal available. And this is the thing about Christian Sam. He has a hard management that he going through right now, because he just finished a full season with the USFL. So just imagine going through a full season and preparing immediately to then go through a whole nother full season. Because a lot of people don't understand, when you go through a full season, man, that's a toll on your body. So his training for training camp have to be a little bit different than potentially like a Story. Because Story to a degree is fresh. When you dealing with Christian Sam, he gotta be smart. And he is being smart, and they're managing him smart to where he needs to more so focus on cardio, bike, rehab, and rest. Because out of everybody, he the freshest in terms of just coming off playing. But also out of everybody, he got the most usage this year. So he has to be extremely intelligent, even 8 days before training camp starts, on the wisdom of working hard, training hard, but also resting smart. So anyway, I want to take everybody into the life of Christian Sam now, and observing him in that practice and telling y'all what I think and watching them practice. The main thing that I love about him is his communication, his genetics, his size, and the fact that he's ready to play. He's gonna have to be very smart on how he take care of his body. That's the major thing with him right now, is making sure he rests, no kicking it, living in the training room, living in the ice tub. Because now a 17 game season is now with him a 27 game season. Just imagine that. So that's hard. So to make this squad is gonna be tough enough, but it's even more than that. It's about making the squad and being available at the same time. And if he can make the squad and make it through this year, then we could have a steal. But the biggest thing is gonna be getting through this year. So this is Boss Cowboy Sports. Y'all make sure, like I said, to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And y'all stay up, man. And y'all can continue to follow content at Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matter. Peace.